You have prayed, you have cried, you have asked the heavens to open, but silence was your only answer, and yet, what you didn't see is that silence was the answer in not because your prayer was ignored, but because preparation had already begun. When life delays, it is not always a denial, it is often a divine alignment. You ask for strength, and suddenly you face trials. You ask for clarity, and confusion surrounds you. You ask for love, and loneliness deepens. This is not contradiction, this is construction. The very storm you want to escape is the shaping of the version of you who can hold the blessing. The tree does not resist winter, it bends, it sheds. It roots deeper, so when spring comes, it doesn't just survive, it blossoms. You are not waiting, you are becoming. The path you walk may feel uncertain, but when God prepares, He doesn't decorate the path, He develops the traveler. Not every closed door is a rejection. Some doors are too small for the greatness He's building in you. So when things fall apart, stay still. When things are quiet, listen deeply. When things are delayed, trust slowly. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. There is no wasted season. Every delay, every discomfort, every deed, or it is not in vain. It is building the patience, the strength, and the awareness needed to receive the very thing you asked for. And when the time is right, not when you think you're ready, but when He knows you are, the door will open, and you will step into it, not surprised, but prepared. There is a reason the door has not opened yet. And it's not because you are forgotten. It's not because your prayers have gone unheard. It's because some doors are not meant to be pushed open in desperation. They are meant to open effortlessly. When you are truly ready to walk through them, there is a divine intelligence in the delay. Many people think preparation is about action, reading more, doing more, achieving more, but the deepest preparation is internal. It is about clearing the noise within you. It is about softening the hard places, confronting the blind spots, and letting go of the weights you were never meant to carry into your next season. Imagine standing in front of a door so wide and beautiful that it leads to everything you've ever dreamed of. But in your hands you are still holding the past, old habits, unforgiven pain, small thinking. You cannot step through unless your hands are empty. So life, in its wisdom, pauses you, not to punish, but to prepare, not to delay, but to detox. There is a purpose to this moment. Every challenge you face now, every delay, every rejection, every silence, it is not an obstacle to your path. It is the shaping of your path. You are being stripped of what cannot come with you, because the weight of the old would break you under the blessing of the new. Sometimes when you think you're waiting on God, it is actually God waiting on you, waiting for your heart to surrender, waiting for your mind to quiet, waiting for your energy to shift from control to trust. Because the door that is meant for you is not just a passage, it is a test. And only the version of you that has been refined by patience, carved by discipline, and filled with humility can walk through and stay. This is the art of readiness, not rushing toward what you want, but becoming the person who can hold it without being consumed by it. Doors open, not because of timing alone, but because your energy now matches what's on the other side. So when you ask, why has it not happened yet? The answer may be simple, because life is preparing you not just for what you want, but for what you were truly made for. When you ask for something greater, life will not only consider your desire, it will measure your capacity to hold it. This is why, when you begin to pray for more peace, more strength, more purpose, the first thing life gives you is not always the result, but the refinement. You pray for patience and you meet delay. You ask for clarity and you enter confusion. You request peace and life removes everything that was falsely holding you together. This is not contradiction. This is alignment. Just as the earth does not resist the fire that purifies it, you must not resist the fire that prepares you. It does not destroy, it reveals. It shows you the parts of yourself that cannot survive in the higher place you are being called to. The pride, the fear, the expectations, the noise, all of it begins to rise to the surface, not to punish you, but to be seen. So it can be released. A stronger version of you does not appear magically. It emerges when the weaker parts are surrendered, when you stop clinging to comfort and start leaning into discomfort. This is the work of preparation to meet your trials not as enemies, but as teachers. Each one sent to sharpen you, each one designed to stretch your spirit until it fits the space you are praying to enter. Do not confuse this process with abandonment. You are not being left behind. You are being drawn deeper. Because what you asked for, what you truly want, is not cheap. It costs you the parts of yourself that have kept you small. A life of depth cannot be built on shallow habits. A peaceful life cannot be built on restless thinking. And a purposeful life cannot emerge from a chaotic mind. So life will begin its quiet rearrangement. It will ask you to let go of what you thought you needed. It will place you in silence so you can hear your own soul. It will close some doors so you learn the strength of stillness. And in those moments you may feel forgotten. But what is actually happening is transformation, because the one who prayed is not the same one who will receive. The one who cried out in weakness will rise in wisdom, and when the time is right, not by your clock, but by truth, that door will open, and you will realize you were not just waiting for something to happen. You were becoming the one it could happen to. Sometimes you wonder why things are not arriving in your life as fast as you wish. You see others progressing, you see doors opening for them, and yet your steps feel slow. Your path feels uncertain, but there is something deeper happening that speed cannot reveal. You are being aligned, not rushed. There is a timing that does not belong to the clock. It belongs to readiness. Just as fruit cannot be forced to ripen without losing its sweetness, your journey cannot be forced without losing its meaning. What is meant for you is not just waiting, it is being prepared. And while it is being shaped, so are you. The space between asking and receiving is not empty. It is sacred. It is the ground where strength is built, where distractions are cleared, where what is shallow is removed to make space for what is deep. You may think you are waiting for life to catch up with your desires, but often it is life waiting for your mind to become still enough, for your heart to become open enough to receive what is coming without sabotaging it. A river does not rush to the ocean, but it always reaches there. In the same way, your purpose will not miss you if you walk with presence. Slowness is not failure, it is a sign that the roots are growing deeper. You are not being delayed, you are being grounded. When you ask for peace, you must become someone who can protect peace in the storm. When you ask for love, you must become someone who can give love even when it's not returned. When you ask for wisdom, you must be willing to let go of what no longer serves. All of this takes time, and the illusion that it should happen quickly is what creates frustration. So breathe. This moment is not a punishment. It is preparation. It is the quiet pause before the next chapter turns. It is the final breath before the leap. It is the soft voice within that says, not yet, but soon. When the time is truly right, the door will not just open, you will step through it knowing who you are. You will not rush in blind, you will enter with clarity, not chasing, not begging, but arriving, aligned, because you did not only pray for a new season, you became the version of yourself who could live in it fully. You cannot enter a new chapter while holding the language of your old pain. What you speak, you strengthen. What you repeat, you become. The words you carry within, even the silent ones, shape the way you see the world, and more importantly, shape the way the world responds to you. If you are still telling yourself, I am not ready, the world will reflect situations that challenge your readiness. If you are still whispering, I am not worthy, then even blessings, when they arrive, will feel undeserved. Not because they are not meant for you, but because you have not yet adjusted your inner frequency to receive them. Preparation does not only happen through action, it happens through inner alignment. This is why it is said, be careful what you say after the words I am, because your mind listens, your energy listens, and the universe listens too. If you have been praying for strength, do not let your mouth speak weakness. If you have been praying for peace, do not let your habits create chaos. If you have been praying for growth, then begin now by letting go of the language of limitation. Many people are imprisoned not by walls, but by words. Words inherited from past experiences, words repeated by wounded voices around them, words that were never theirs to begin with. The time has come to choose consciously. Speak only what serves you. Speak what you are becoming, not what you're afraid you still are. This is not about pretending, it is about planting. A seed does not deny it is a seed, but it also knows it will not remain one. It stretches toward light with the understanding that its future form is already within. In the same way, speak life into your path, even before you fully see it. Speak healing, even if the wound is not fully closed. Speak courage, even if the voice trembles. Because these words do not just describe you, they shape you. There is great power in stillness, but there is also great power in speech, and what you affirm again and again becomes the foundation of what you live. If your future depends on your words today, choose them with care. Speak not to impress the world, but to inform your soul. You do not need to wait for the door to open to begin speaking like the one who is ready to walk through it. Let your words become your preparation. Let them build the ground beneath your feet firm, clear, strong. So when the answer to your prayer finally arrives, you will not shrink in disbelief. You will rise in recognition. The answer to your prayer is not delayed, it is being refined. And while the outer world remains quiet, the real work is happening within. What you do in the unseen moments, in the silence, in the discipline of your habits, that is the ground where divine preparation takes root. Many believe readiness comes only when the opportunity knocks, but life does not function on such obvious cues. The preparation begins long before the stage is lit. The dancer practices before the music starts. The seed grows roots in darkness, not in light. In the same way, your inner readiness is what summons the next chapter, not your wish for it, but your preparation for it. So if you've been asking for more strength, more peace, more purpose, then pay attention to what you do with less. What are you building when no one is watching? How do you treat your time when the day feels empty? What words do you whisper to yourself when no one else speaks your name? The discipline in stillness is the hidden staircase to your next elevation. Each early morning rise, each moment of silence chosen over noise, each breath that calms the storm inside these are acts of sacred alignment. They are quiet agreements with the future version of you. And when the door finally opens, it will not be a surprise. It will be the natural arrival of what you have already become. Too often we ask for blessings but refuse to build the container to hold them. We want clarity, but we entertain distraction. We want peace, but we create chaos. We want opportunity, but we fear responsibility. True preparation is not only about receiving, it's about becoming someone who can carry what is received with grace and strength. The delay, then, is not a punishment, it is an invitation. A soft whisper asking you to align your behavior with your belief. If you believe you are being led to something greater, then let your actions show it. Speak with more kindness, move with more intention. Organize your life in small ways that reflect the larger life you are stepping into. Do not wait for the signs, be the sign. Do not wait for the confirmation. Become the confirmation through your presence, your focus, your growth. In every small act of discipline, you say to the universe, I am ready, not just in words but in being. The preparation is not glamorous. It's often quiet, repetitive, even lonely, but it is sacred, and when the new door appears, you will not need to rush. You will walk through it with calm certainty because you will know it wasn't just the door that changed. It was you. When the season shifts, you do not need to announce it. The trees do not declare the arrival of spring, they simply bloom. In the same way, when what you've prayed for begins to manifest, it will not come with noise. It will unfold in alignment with your readiness, silently, like morning light filtering through a window that was always there. But to witness this unfolding, one must practice the art of staying open. So often, we pray with clenched fists, holding on to how we think the answer should look. We imagine timelines, specific outcomes, and details wrapped in expectation. And when things do not arrive as imagined, we assume we were denied. But the truth is, many prayers go unanswered not because they were refused, but because the heart was not open enough to recognize the answer in its unfamiliar form. An open heart is not naive, it is not weak. It is courageous, for it welcomes change even when the change arrives in disguise. When you are truly open, you do not resist the unknown. You do not fear the new door simply because it does not look like the one you envisioned. You understand that the divine does not operate within the limits of your expectations. What is prepared for you may come from an angle you did not anticipate, through people you never considered, or at a moment you thought too late. Being open means surrendering your attachment to the how and anchoring your faith in the why. You trust that if the preparation was real, then the arrival will be meaningful, and when the moment comes, you will not hesitate. Because your openness has cultivated clarity. You have trained your awareness to recognize what is real, even when it arrives wrapped in uncertainty. This openness also means releasing the grip on your past definitions of success, healing, and happiness. Sometimes the very thing blocking the new door is the outdated image you're still carrying. The version of yourself who prayed from a place of lack is not the same version who will receive from a place of growth. Let your identity expand, let your self-image evolve. The preparation has changed you, let it. So stay open, not just with words, but with posture, with action, with mindset. When difficulty arrives, meet it with breath. When detours appear, lean into curiosity instead of fear. When silence stretches longer than expected, sit with it. You are not being punished. You are being refined. And the better door, the one you didn't even know how to ask for, is already forming. Not outside of you, but within. And when your inner space is ready, when your openness matches your desire, that door will no longer feel like a miracle. It will feel like a homecoming. And so, the journey is not about forcing what you want into existence, but becoming the version of yourself who can receive it. What you have been praying for is already on its way, shaped by unseen hands, guided by wisdom far beyond your understanding. Trust that your preparation has meaning. Trust that the delay is not denial, but design. Stay ready, stay open, and walk forward not in fear, but in quiet expectation. What is coming is not just an answer. It is alignment.